We alive. Go feel it. Hey. Now. Go feel it. Hi guys. I love you guys so much. You're so time conscious. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Hi Hola. Let's wait for some more people to join. I'm trying to share as well. We'll wait for a few more minutes so that our followers are notified that we are online.
Can you hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you. I can. Can you hear me? Hiya.
Yeah, so great.
Please. Okay. I wanted to say,
Yeah, I
you
can hear
can
you.
hear me. Am I
Nice. How's your day been now?
Okay. Good. You. It's good to see you
Again,
again.
I saw your update
See
of
you
the
again.
microbleed. It's microblading, right? Nice. It's blading.
Is it
It's
not
microing.
bleeding?
It's blading. It's
It's
blading.
I woke up like this. It is.
It is.
It is.
It is. It's blading.
Yeah, so
So thank you for having
it's
me, actually.
Good
My
Friday
first live
today.
Instagram. This is my first live Instagram. I'm not a celebrity. Yeah. Nice.
Should we bring champagne?
I'm
I'm
also
honored
honored.
to be
I'm
your
also honored
first host.
to share my
Yeah.
experience and to have come this far. Thank God.
Oh my God.
No, no, no,
You're
no,
so
no,
much now.
never, never,
Love,
never, never.
love you. Okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for wanting to share
Yeah,
your experience with us. We do not take it for
looking.
granted. Me as a person can't wait to learn from your experiences. Yoruba will say that. So we are
Woman
gonna
of
pick your
wisdom.
brain today in every aspect.
And I hope Vanessa is going to join.
Okay.
Vanessa must join this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vanessa has to. I mean, I don't know. Do you know her Instagram handle?
My dear, I can't. I
Sure.
can't remember the Instagram handle.
I'm not sure. If she doesn't join, hopefully she gets to
Definitely.
like
Is
watch
it
the
going to be on
replay or
YouTube?
something. It's Good Friday today and public
Oh,
holidays.
okay,
Yeah. I'll post it
great.
on YouTube afterwards, and it should also be on my Instagram. So I think people have gone out to enjoy. But with the way life works, not everybody will join at the beginning. Some people will join
Okay,
in the
yeah,
middle, and also once it's like 6:05, we
okay.
would start. So whatever number that we have, we're going to
All
kick
right,
start
that's cool.
with it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's getting warm now.
thank
Like,
you.
I went out without a jacket
It is.
for the first time
Yeah,
in a long
it
time.
was
It
13
was
degrees
really,
today.
really nice
It
without
was.
socks.
Is this your first
No,
spring?
this will be my third spring. Ah,
Ah,
it's
okay.
been 2 years
That's
now,
not
now.
bad.
2 years, and I think I arrived
And
September 2021. So, okay, I think this will be my second spring.
second,
Yeah,
yeah, because second.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Guys, share this to your friends that you think might need this, to your loved ones, to people that are always asking you questions and you don't have answers to. Send it to them so that they can come and
Yeah,
ask Ola
okay.
all the questions. Not me, I'm not asking your questions today. Allah is what answering the question. So 1 more minute and we're going to start. Oh yeah, I see you too. Okay. Okie dokes. Okie dokes. Ah, 1 more minute. TikTok. Share to your friends, guys. Share. 1 more minute. Okay, so it's
Okay.
6:05 already. Hello, beautiful
I
people. My name is Ashley. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for always like, showing up for me regardless of what I put out there. I do not take you guys for granted. So, I'm an international student living in the UK. I got to the UK about 2 years and counting now, and I am sharing my experience based on things that I've experienced, based on people's experiences. I share content about education, lifestyle, a little bit of fashion that I know, here and there. And my mantra usually is that whatever content I put out there helps at least one person to make an informed decision or a lifestyle change, so to say. So without, dilly-dallying, we're going to go into the business of today. I have with me a guest speaker who is a friend of mine. We go way back. We used to work together at Access Bank, and she'll be sharing her experience with us about how she got a job, not just a
sister,
job.
thank God.
Oh, hey guys, not just not just a job, a visa sponsored job. As an international student, we all know that that is like our aim for literally even coming to study here. Like, what's the end game? What's going to happen next? So, and I know that, including myself and a lot of people have had, difficulties in securing a visa sponsored job. A lot of people would even want to give up at some point, like, oh well, it is what it is. But I'm trying to put it out to you guys. I had a session last week as well with a young gentleman who is an assistant manager in KPMG. And here again, we have Ola, who is a procurement specialist with the NHS. Guys, real people, real success stories. So this is not a possible matter. It's possible and it's doable. So guys, I give to you, Ola.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank
Introduce
you so much
yourself.
for having me at Day Doing. And yes, we go way back. We used to work in Access Bank together. We were warriors. I mean, we went through a lot.
Yeah,
So I
success
don't
story.
think we can forget what we went through. And I think, you know, all what we went through then sort of, helped us to come this far, to endure and to thrive, and we are still thriving. So yes, thank you for having me again. My name is Olaoluwa. I am a procurement specialist. I came to the UK in September 2021, and I came as a student for a master's degree. So, my degree was in procurement, logistics, and supply chain. So it's a long, because the name of the course is long. So procurement, logistics, and supply chain at the University of Salford in Manchester. I love my school. I'm a proud alumni to be a student at University of Salford in Manchester. I am looking forward to going back to Manchester. I'm currently in Brighton. I live in Brighton. I work in Brighton, so I technically live in Brighton as well. So yes, that is like the summary and the main context for the purpose of this meeting. Meeting, no, don't mind me, meeting.
Okay,
I've had
thank you very
meetings.
much. Thank you, Ola. That was well detailed. Could you, tell us a backstory, your job
Yes.
search experience? How was it like? I mean, give us a backstory, like before you even got to this point where we are at the moment, the backstory of it
Yes,
all.
so first of all, it's not like I am better than anyone. I believe everyone is putting effort, everyone is doing what they can. So, but in terms of sharing my experience of what got me this far, right from when I landed in the UK, like maybe 3 weeks after, I started applying for jobs. I was really, really conscious of the fact that I need to get a job after school. So I started putting myself under pressure right from when I landed back in September 2021. So I was applying for jobs that I wasn't even qualified for. So so that I could basically learn how the whole process, the whole recruitment process is in the UK. So, so that's that. And I also started doing courses online because I really wanted something relating to what I studied, which is supply chain, procurement, and logistics. And it could also be linked to project management. So I went for, or I took up the course, a Google project management course. So if you go on Google, there's a certification by Google and Coursera, and it's a 6 month long, course that I actually took maybe like for 3 months, and it is very, very, very detailed. So that helped me to learn, concept in project management, concept in even business analysis, right? And while I was doing that, I took up a course with a platform called Almond Careers. I'm sure many people must have heard it, people that are wanting to enter into the project management space, business analysis space. So the Almond Career, I took up that course. It was also like a 6 month long program. So with all that, I was able to learn, the nitty-gritty of the project management, such that when I'm doing my interviews with all these companies that I'm applying for, I'm not just saying, oh, I was an account officer in Access Bank. I will be like, oh, I'm very proficient in project management, and I will give them, key terms like, oh, I've learned how to use the NAT chart. I've learned how to use things like gap analysis, things like that, even though I've not used it before. But I was able to link my previous experience, what I was learning in terms of the professional certifications I was doing, and basically what I've been reading and studying so far. So yes, I think that was what helped me. That was what sort of gave me a chance or a seat at the table, because when you apply, you need to be selected. So first of all, I think that was what even made me get selected. Yeah. So, and then it was now left to me to ensure that I proved myself in the interviews. And even in the interviews, I started saying things like, oh, what I've learned, the project management kind of related it. In fact, I was busting their head when I was saying things like, oh, I worked on this contract. When we do things like bank guarantees in the bank, I'll be like, oh, I worked on this project, this contract. We did things like elicitation and collaboration. We gathered the requirements for the analysis, the business analysis, and strategic analysis. So when you hear things like that, you'll be like, oh, this girl, I believe I'm not, I think so, but I believe I was using terms like that. We did things like the RACI chart before we started any project, and I even explained what the RACI chart is in case you don't know. And let me also tell you, it's not like I did many interviews. I got so many rejections. I even had a list of all the jobs that I applied for, and I think it was over 100. When it got to like 100, I stopped counting. So, yeah, so that's it so far. So it's been an amazing journey.
Oh my God. It is. I'm
Thank
impressed. Well done,
you.
Ola. Yeah, you're proud. Okay, so I was going to, ask you to tell us about how you got your job, how you landed your job with the NHS as a procurement specialist. I mean, like you said, I think you've given us a backstory as well. You positioned yourself for the job. You were ready to even be called. So just expatiate. How did you get the job?
Let me give you the gist first before I now give you the whole. All right. So I was going for a shoot one morning, and one blessed. Yeah.
Actually, wait, hold on. Can you tell us what you were doing as a
I was
student?
doing so many things as a student.
We need all the encouragement we
I was
can
doing
get.
so many things as a student, and I think I also ensured that I was strategic enough to choose a job that would also give me time. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a job that would count in my CV while working. So I was doing support work. But that support work I just looked at on the positive side, such that because it was flexible. So if I go for a shift Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for myself. and I ensured that that Monday to the Wednesday I used it very, very efficiently. And what else? So I did support work. Um, I did. I cleaned for the school, that University of Salford. I took up a cleaning job. I was cleaning my dear. I was cleaning toiletries. I was cleaning classes. My dear.
That's why I wanted
But
you
I
to
knew that
mention.
it's just for a short period.
I
Yeah, so I knew it's just for a short
remember.
period. I never, and then as I was cleaning like that, I was also listening to Avesta's NLP because the cleaning is in the morning. I have to wake up by 5, get there by 6 a.m., clean from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then if I have shifts in the afternoon, I go. So while doing that cleaning in the morning, I will be praying with Pastor Balaji in the class or in the toilet as I'm cleaning. So it was looking back, it was very interesting to me right now. You know, I'm proud of what I went through. I don't see it as any, yama yama kind of job. Paid my bills, thank God for that. So I also did jobs at the stadium where you get to serve people drinks and then food at Manchester City. Which other stadium did I go to? Okay, just Manchester City actually. Which other job did I do? I did replenishment. I did a job as a replenishment assistant where you go to Sainsbury and start to help fill the aisle. So man, my back. So you start to work from 8 p.m. and you stop at 7 a.m. the next day. So it's a 12-hour shift, and you take breaks in between, and you don't sit down. You're just stacking up, stocking up, stocking up. When you enter a supermarket or a hypermarket, and you see things arranged, my dear, it's people like we students that arrange those kind of things for how many times? Those times were like £10 per hour. So I did that. Which other job did I do? I did a job as an exam invigilator, where I just sat down and watched students write their exams and press phone. Very chilling job. Which other job did I do? I did so many. Okay, I think those are the ones. Yeah, I did a lot. So I was just trying to get my hands on what I could do. I did apply to maybe things like store assistants, things that would actually um, count on my CV. But I didn't get it. I wish I did so that I would have experience in the UK, but I didn't. That was why I actually now ventured for that Almond Career Business Analysis and Project Management course, so that they would give me an experience in the UK. But eventually, I didn't even use it because even before I finished it, I had already gotten a job with the NHS. Yeah. So that was what I was
Okay.
doing, right? So I was talking about the gist before you pulled me back. Yeah, so I was going
Go
for
back
a
there.
shift one day, and my bless her, Vanessa, amazing lady, called me out of the blues. What are you doing? What have you been doing? Or like, have you been applying? I said, I've been applying. No, I mean, I've applied and applied and applied. So she said, okay, just apply for this NHS, go to this NHS website and apply for it. And funny enough, as I'm saying that I've applied, I never applied for the NHS job. So that was the first time I'm seeing that site. That was the first time I'm applying for those kind of jobs. So I applied and I structured my cover letter because you don't really attach CV. You have to structure a cover letter. I structured my cover letter to show that I was experienced in procurement. Now, we were bankers where we manage clients, and managing clients, if you're relating it to procurement, is basically vendor management in procurement. Contract management, we deal with loans in the bank. In procurement, is basically contract management. So where I've actually got an experience that, oh, okay, I've done loans with these customers. I'm proficient in contract management. I'm proficient in vendor management, blah, blah, blah. So I was able to structure that, and I put my Google management experience, put everything that I need to put. And so I applied to I think 5 on that website. There's so many, 5 or 10. And I got an interview invite. Now, the funny thing there is they told me to come to Brighton. I was in Manchester at the time, and they told me to come to Brighton. And Brighton, I've never heard of Brighton at the time in my life. So I saw that it was down south, very far. And I called the people the manager and told her that, please, can this interview be done via Teams virtually, because it was meant to be physical. And he mentioned that no, that's not, we're not doing virtual, we're doing physical, blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, I will try. So I did not respond to the invite. I didn't say yes, I didn't say no, and I didn't withdraw my application. So the interview date passed. I just went on with my life. And they called me like a week after that. Oh, that we saw that you didn't attend, and we can do a virtual interview. I said, okay, no problem. And the thing about NHS is they usually send you the questions before the interview, which is an amazing thing. People are driven as all Nigerians. There's no how they will send you questions before the exam period and you will not pass it. So thankfully, I practiced for that, and they gave me practical questions, actually practical question in procurement. And thankfully, because I have my degree, my master's degree in procurement, I was able to understand what they were asking, obviously. So I did that as well. I went for the interview. While then, I believe, with my experience in banking, which I was sort of twisted to procurement and supply chain management, they asked me questions, I answered them. It was majorly situational based questions, so it wasn't too difficult, really, if I must say. So after the interview, same day, they told me I was successful and told me to come and told me that all the whole process would be, we'll start the whole process of the onboarding. So I believe I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you. Yeah, so that's it.
Yes, you are. Okay. So, if you don't mind, would you like to tell us more about your role? What do you do as a
Okay,
procurement
so
specialist?
my role, I would say, is a very interesting role. Though, can you believe I can say that I actually love my job? I love what I'm doing. In Access Bank, I couldn't say that.
Oh,
I couldn't
4 years
say
ago,
that.
you can't
I
say it.
hated my job in Access Bank,
That's
but
right.
Access Bank is still amazing. What?
Yeah,
Yes,
it gave us
yes. So,
gave
but
us a
right
platform.
now, I am into the purchase of medical equipment. I am in the strategic capital team in the commercial department at the NHS at Brighton University Hospital Sussex. So what we do is basically buy medical equipment that is over a certain amount, because it is basically capital department. So um, aside from that, things like construction services, if we have anything to do like refurbishing a unit, maybe like a cancer unit, or say let me say cancer unit, where you patient come in, get tested, go through treatment. So if they want to set up a new cancer unit in a hospital or refurbish the one they have, we need to buy new equipment. We need to buy, or we need to pay for the construction services. So I will be the one to liaise with the suppliers or with the client to set up some sort of proposal. I'll get proposals from them. I'll get quotes from them. I draft a business case. What do we do again? We basically buy and we buy from, because the NHS is actually regulated by the taxpayers' money and the government. We have to go through a certain procurement compliance process. So that is basically what we do. So it's majorly on procurement. I'm not really into the supply chain management now, so it's just the procurement. Yeah.
Thank you. That sounds like an interesting. Looks like
Yeah,
something I love to
interesting
do.
actually. And to be honest, I did when I was coming for the course in the UK, somebody just told me to do procurement, logistics, and supply chain. So I was like, okay, because I was really looking forward to leaving the bank. So okay, because I wouldn't say I really researched on the course that I'm
Wanted
supposed
it
to do.
for,
Just came and
yeah.
found myself in procurement, logistics, and supply chain, and it was actually in demand. I would say then, because of the COVID. COVID sort of brought out the
COVID.
importance of supply chain. So I can work basically anywhere. Now that supply chain is now like a strategic function in companies. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Sounds amazing. Okay, my next question is like a follow
Okay.
up to this one I just answered. So, from your experience in this role as a procurement specialist, what do you think other candidates need to know or do? Like other candidates that probably have the same experience or the same qualification like you, what do you think they need to know, or what do you think they can do to like
Okay. In
position themselves to get the
procurement
role?
or in any role.
Yeah. In Yeah, you can anyone and in procurement and in
Okay.
any role.
First of all, I would say now that we're in the IT frenzy era, we need to sort of be proficient in those things right now. And even then, then I said I did a course in Google Project Management. So that was really helpful. Um, Now, currently, I'm trying to um, work towards getting a certification under the IIB. I don't know if you know the IIB, International something Business Analysis, so that I can become a certified business analysis
Yeah.
professional. Um, side by like on the side, I'm learning SQL just for the sake of learning it. I don't want AI to come and take my job in future. So I'm learning what I need to learn to sort of be relevant. Um, yes,
Mm. Stay
I'm
relevant.
also learning, I'm taking advantage of the system right now that I'm in to learn some data analytics courses. There's something called R. I don't know if anyone understand what R is. So yes, yeah, so
Language.
I'm learning that. Yeah, so
Programming language.
Power BI to so that I can wow my people in my presentations. I'm also trying to learn that. I'm learning that. So there's a whole lot of things I'm doing that I was doing that I'm still doing just to stay relevant. And procurement, supply chain, logistics is really straightforward. I trust that we people as Nigerians are very, very intelligent. So it's not going to be a difficult thing. But you need to understand that, okay, many people are doing so many things. Many people are doing supply chain, many people are doing project management, many people are doing business analysis. How are you able to keep up with ensuring that, you know, what you need to know, you know it? So if you need to um, enroll for classes, like the Almond careers, I think is a really, really good thing. That Almond career where you get to work on projects, even though I wasn't a serious person, where you get to work on capstone projects. You learn things like that, and I say you learn things like the wireframing, so many things. You should invest in that. You should invest your time in that. So, and I also advise people to not be too focused on the job you were doing while as a student. You should focus on the end goal because you don't want to get too comfortable. There's so much money in support. There's actually so much money in support. It's possible for a support worker to be earning more than I'm earning, but I want a career um, progression here. So I know that I don't want to be, even though I'm earning so much here, I don't want to focus on this thing too much. And you know, I'm guilty of this, but I will advise people to grow their social media, especially LinkedIn space. Follow people that are in the industry that you want to work in, such that you now start seeing connections and connections that you can also learn one or two things on. There are so many things I learned. I am still learning on LinkedIn from my followers. So, okay, this thing can do this. I'll just go and learn it and I'll keep it in my head. So, yes, I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. Thank you. So another one would be, do you think location matters when choosing a role? I mean, did it influence your own
Well,
decision?
it didn't influence my
Yeah.
decision because I didn't know anything about writing then. I was in Manchester, and I loved Manchester. I didn't know I loved Manchester until I left Manchester, right? So because I was looking for a job, it didn't matter to me, and it's not like I had a family that I'll consider when moving, right? So it didn't matter. But if right now that I'm in Brighton, if I'm to advise anyone that wants to come to Brighton, please, Brighton is a very expensive place. It's crazily expensive, like London, but I really don't see why it's as expensive as London. So if anyone wants to, if you have a family and you're trying to consider cities that are expensive, please, Brighton is one of the worst places to live in as a family
Wow.
with your family, right? But if you're single, no problem. You can enjoy the whole in Brighton. But Brighton is a very expensive city. There's a
Okay.
beach fine, but aside from that, nothing, nothing.
But I mean, to my understanding, I feel that if I'm a procurement specialist here in Southampton, you'll probably be earning more than I am in Brighton. They sort of like consider living
No,
expenses of
under the
cities, don't you
NHS,
think?
no, they don't. So,
Okay. So would actually earn the
yes,
same thing
exactly.
under
So
different
what I'm
circumstances.
earning, people in Manchester, people in the north basically will earn the same, which is painful, very painful. It is
It
very, very
is.
painful, but what can I do?
Is this peculiar to the NHS
I had
or all the
no,
companies?
it's not all company. Companies like the private company, like private, the big fours, they,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know the
the
private,
big
but
fours,
like the
they
big
do that.
fours, yeah,
They consider that.
they consider that.
But
Mhm.
the NHS, they don't. They do not, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Olaoluwa, do you think studying in the UK is worth it? I mean, look at all the
I
stress you went
didn't go through
through.
stress, so
I still have your picture where you were.
I didn't go
Where
through.
you were, eh? You didn't go. No, you did not go
Okay, I
through
think I
stress
went through
anymore.
stress.
When you sent me cleaning picture.
Oh,
When you sent me cleaning
uh,
picture.
my humble beginning.
You don't remember.
Those were my,
Your
yeah, those were
humble
my humble beginnings.
beginnings.
Well, I would say the stress
Yeah.
was worth it.
So, like, do you think,
Yeah, so your
hmm,
question, do I think it's worth it
okay.
coming to the UK? Definitely it is. Come on. What kind of question is that? Come on. You want them to come from my head.
Some people
Uh,
can't wait to go back home. Some
well,
people,
to see your family, yes, but my dear, if you have a good job, have businesses that earn you so much money that you won't earn here, fine. But it's not in my place to advise people to say,
yeah.
oh, don't come, don't do this. So it's basically based on your circumstance. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. It's been a pleasure listening to you. I could do this
Yes,
all
really
day.
interesting.
Do you have any final words for us international students studying? Not for us, but I'm no longer an international student. For international students currently studying in the UK and are probably been in your
Okay.
shoes that you were a few months ago, or intending students, or even people that are no longer students but are still struggling to secure a job, and not just a job, a visa sponsored job. What are
Okay,
your
first
last words for
of
them?
all, I would say um, there's something I used to say to myself, finders keepers. So whatever you find, you will definitely no, yes, whatever you find. No. Finders keepers. So whatever you're looking for, you'll find. Not that trick is on finders keepers. So as long as you focus your
Okay.
mind on the end goal and know that you get it, because there's so many chatters around saying that, oh, it's not possible, it's possible, it's difficult, it's not difficult. As long as one person did it, you can do it. And you shouldn't give up. It's not going to be, it wasn't an easy journey, definitely, but eventually you'll get it. God, and you should also focus on God, because I believe God is the source of my success and what my life journey so far, basically. So don't give up, don't listen to negative things. If people are saying, oh, it's not possible, so go through this route, it's possible. Whatever you find and you focus on, you will definitely, whatever you look for, you will definitely find, basically. So, and keep doing the work. Because it's okay for one to just say feel tired or stressed out for a week, but you must get up and keep going and get up and keep going. And I trust my people. They will definitely not, like, we are not people that they'll just say, oh, I'm done, I'm tired. No, never. I've never met anybody like that. My people. Never. We don't do
They
that.
don't carry that.
We don't do
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Yeah.
yes, keep going.
Thank you very much. Thank you. so
Thank
much for your
you.
time, for
I
this word
enjoyed
of
my time.
encouragement, for your experiences that you shared with us that I have learned from, and I'm sure somebody out there learned
Yeah.
from it as well. So now
Okay.
it's question time. Do you guys have questions for Olaoluwa or myself, or majorly Olaoluwa? I'm not answering questions today. Does anybody have any question? I'm just trying to. I think I saw a question when we were doing this. Yeah, somebody said, Zari Vivian. Did they ask you for UK references while applying for the job? And who did you
Okay.
use as
Yes. I
references?
applied for UK reference. I mean, they asked me for UK reference. Sorry about the ask. They asked me for UK referencing, and I used my previous work, that's Access Bank. My manager then. Oh, shout out to Tessie, Teresa Eziolu, my former manager in Access Bank.
Have good work.
So I used that. She my first reference was from Nigeria, Access Bank, and my second one was from the agent that I was working in for the support work. So my agent just gave me um, a reference. I could have also used, well, that was the easiest way I could get it, and they didn't mind, even though the reference was from Nigeria. My Access Bank reference, they didn't mind, so I got it. Easy peasy.
I'd just like to chip in that jobs like, working with the NHS, with the civil service, they are literally merit based. Do you get? They are merit based. If you are able to secure an interview and
Mm,
that you have a leg in the door and actually do the interview and you pass, you are going to get it. It's just like cast in stone. So it's not as if there's any discrimination of where you've worked in Nigeria because you submitted your CV at the beginning of this recruit application process. They can see that on your CV you had
mm-hmm,
Nigeria companies on them. So they are more concerned about your experience, what you can do, what can you offer, what are you bringing to the table. So for you to actually come to the interview and be able to speak with them and you ace this interview, it doesn't matter where your
mm,
references are coming from because they're going to come from where you've put on your CV that you had worked. So usually they might ask for 2 to 3 years references. Some ask for 5, but mostly
mm.
it's 2 to 3 years. Yeah, I hope that answers the question. Do we have any other question? Adal B says, yes, please tell us. Do you have any question? DC, do you have any question? Toby Sami, nice
Oh,
one,
yes.
Laulu. Yeah,
Shout out to
yeah, saying
Toby.
thank you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Somebody,
Thank
Dami says, go
you.
girl.
Yeah,
Procurement.
so,
Wow. Yeah.
and,
So come
and
and do
one
the
thing that I
video.
actually wanted at the beginning when I was studying, I remember people saying, oh, it's not easy to get a job in procurement. It's sponsored role, that you can only get a sponsored role in IT. I didn't listen to them. I mean, I know myself that whatever I'm doing, I'll definitely find a way. God will find a way for me. So, um, I was applying, and also I wasn't just applying on the procurement role or procurement related role, supply chain related role. I was applying for all kind of roles that relate to management or business. I was even applying to be um you know what what kind of audits KPI. I applied to all those big fours. They don't pick me. Very, very sad. I've been applying to these big fours from Nigeria. When I finished school, they didn't pick me.
Nothing.
Came to the UK, applied for all the big fours so many times. They didn't pick me. Just wait, I'm coming there to be a partner very soon. By God's grace. Yes.
Okay.
And when I become a
That's
partner, I'll change
good.
the name of the company.
That's
Yes, because
good.
come on, what's the meaning of
Yeah.
that? Regret me here and there. Yeah.
That's
So
good.
um you don't just have to
Okay.
so far you studied any business course, like people do international business. I think you're doing international business, right? So it's not you
Yeah.
meaning that
Yeah.
you are able to work in any management courses, supply chain, you can even do anything. So you should not just limit yourself to what you study. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Olaoluwa. The C says, Laolu, did you go through any training when you started or
Hmm.
you learned on the job?
I learned on the job. Hmm.
Was this an entry level
Will I
role?
say an entry level role? It's
Or
an entry level role, but it's also yeah. Let me say it's an entry level role for procurement. Yes, it's an entry level role. But I learned on the job. I'm learning on the job. I'm still learning. I'm still learning, my sister. Mm.
okay.
The NHS, it's a government job. It's not a private job. And when you compare the public and private, I think to me, in my opinion, the private sector is fast paced. Public sector may sort of be slow paced. But you learn on job. You can do it. Figure it out. So I started to please, where is my laptop, please? Please, where's my this thing? If you don't, you're just there, you're just on your own. So I learned I thank for to Access Bank, we learned on the job too in Access Bank, so it wasn't new to me. I know some people that are working in maybe like the big four. They would groom you, they'll give you body, they'll give you this, they'll give you that, they will welcome you. But in this kind of in all the setting that are the Access Bank, the NHS, you are on your own. Okay.
Which is another way to, like, you have to be
Yes,
on
you
your
can't
feet
say you
as
don't
soon
know.
as
So
possible. So
exactly, you
it's a
have to find
win-win,
out.
in my opinion. You have to know what you're
Yeah,
doing as soon as possible, make inquiries, make
yeah,
friends and all. So it's not ultimately
yeah.
that bad. Yeah,
Thank you very
okay,
much.
thank you for that. We spent
Yeah,
like 40 minutes. I think we've been able to do
yeah,
justice to these questions as well as to this
yeah.
topic as a
So
whole. So, in the absence of no more question,
yeah,
I'm just going
let me
to
also
like
mention
round
that
up.
if you're looking,
And
the NHS site is trackjobs.com and
Mhm.
nhsjobs.com, so you can apply to as many jobs as possible.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll start with what you said last as well. It was part of what I was going to mention. A lot of people don't know that the NHS sponsors or like even recruits aside from maybe healthcare because it's NHS. No, they have jobs in
Mm-hmm.
administration. They have jobs in construction. Everything you can think of, and NHS is one of the top
Yeah,
sponsors. So why are you darling?
and
Why are you darling? And like I said,
yeah,
it's merit based, so it's not as if and with the NHS and civil service, part of their motto is like
yes,
diversity and inclusion. So guys, you have
amazing
a higher chance to even
culture.
get in. So don't say, oh, it's the NHS, yeah. So they're
Yeah,
trying to push that culture and everything. So if you qualify for it, you're definitely going to get it. And like you said, the God factor, whatever you believe in,
yeah,
do it, do you. But we all believe there's a superior being, so all that's there in your search, because there's grace, and people operate on different level of grace. I
yeah,
know I do. I don't know about you. Also, like I used to say, that looking for a job in the UK or in the diaspora as a whole is a full-time job. So like Ola said, I think I learned that from her. She probably works during the weekends because you can get carried away with
hmm,
this money. Because you feel like if you do
my
5 days, six
dear,
hundred pounds, 700 pounds. People are making for
hmm,
1 month. That's 2.4 million.
exactly,
That's the way that you calculate it in naira. I'll be like 2.4 million. How
my
much is this
dear,
specialist or earning? But if you know that
yeah,
you're a career person, not everybody
yes,
is, and that's fine. So if you know you're a career person and you
yeah,
love to build your career,
yeah,
do not get distracted
hmm,
by the money, by the talk, by the gist. So if you're doing whatever it is you're doing, there's dignity in labor. Love it. It's paying your
hmm,
bills. You know how much rent is. It's paying your bill at that moment. So love your job, own it, own your hustle, and just probably know that, oh, okay, it's a step in your journey. It's a step in the right direction. But whilst you're in that direction, what are you doing? Ola mentioned that she did a lot of courses, Coursera, and these courses, they don't come cheap. I
hmm.
also did almond careers like she did. It
600,
cost me about
I think
600,000
600
naira.
pounds.
Exactly. So 600
No,
pounds. Me, I'll convert it to naira
600
for more
pounds.
emphasis on my body. So it's about 600,000 naira. So like you are not, it's a lot,
Hmm.
but you are investing in you. So it's not a matter of just staying and say, I used to say something, what is God going to bless? If you are waiting that, oh Lord bless me, what are you doing in the
Yes,
interim? Do you get, what courses are you taking? She took Coursera courses, she took Almond courses, even though she didn't end up using the project management,
hmm.
or I don't know which one you did, CAT, but she was able to like mention the terms, wireframing,
Exactly.
prototyping, this
This is
and that.
right.
And in their mind, they'll be like, this girl is fast. She not only knows procurement management, she also knows this, she also knows that. So that's what stands her out from the crowd. Like she said, don't let AI come and take our jobs.
Yeah,
Learn
100%.
different things, you know. You said the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. Do you get? So guys, it's possible. That's just my last words. It's possible. I know a lot of us sometimes get frustrated because the frustration that started coming from trying to secure an apartment. I know the also we've all been there. But don't give up.
Mm.
Hang in there. One day I just might be interviewing you.
Yeah, so
Yes, you.
yeah, let me
That brings
mention
us to the
one
end
last thing that
of
I know
this.
some people usually say that,
Mhm.
oh, you can't get a job sponsored role until after school. So it's not really accurate. You can get a job while still schooling and um, change your visa from a student visa to a tier two visa. So I got the offer when I was like 4 months to the end of my job, to the end of my school program. So, and I changed that after I changed the visa 3 months to the end of my school. And I was even when I was working, I was doing my thesis and all. So it's possible for you to get a job while schooling as a sponsored role.
Yeah. Yeah. Following up with what you said, some companies might not want to say, okay, we
Mm,
can't sponsor you now,
okay,
but they will even employ you
okay,
based on that 20 hours that you
wow,
have. I have people that have been beneficiary of this. So they'll
okay,
say, okay, work with these 20 hours, although these are like IT related courses. So
okay,
that's why I said own your hustle. Know what you're doing. If you say that this is what I'm doing, do you know it? Because here you might have to like, show example, you might have to do presentations, you might have to, so if you don't know it, you just be and they'll be like, this one is just wasting our time. So own your hustle, know this. 20 hours is not restricted to you finding a job, a white collar job. You can actually get it, and then you'll now say that, okay, when you finish, we'll sponsor you.
okay.
So that's I've seen that happen to people as well. I need summary. We said a lot. Oh, we said a lot. The replay is going to be up on my YouTube channel as well as on this platform. So if you've not followed me, now would be the best time to do so. I'm actually enjoying this series. I think it's helping me and it's been helping people as well. I've been getting
Yeah.
a lot of feedbacks. So next
Mm,
week, mm, are we? Do you guys
mm,
want somebody else next week, or should I just give up and pack and enter my house? So next week, I'm thinking, we've been talking about, we've had 2 sessions with people that got visa sponsorships. So why don't we like try another angle, like fine, you're a dependent or you're trying to like leverage your experience from back home. So next
mm,
week, we'll be having a special guest. You guys will know why it's a
mm.
special guest next week. We'll be
We're
having a
having
special
the
guest next week to
group
tell
head,
us how
or
is
we
that
having the
what?
group. You be having the group head for from nowhere.
We get out. No, 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 no. We'll
I
be
pray he doesn't
having.
watch this, please.
I'll be interviewing somebody. Yeah. Oh, no. I'll be I'll be interviewing somebody that, or he'll be speaking with us about how he leveraged his experience to, he actually studied as well, how he leveraged his experience from back home to
Wow.
secure a job in the UK as well, even before he graduated as well. So guys, these things happen. Like they'll say, God is in my neighborhood. See, this is Ola. This is not as if I'm bringing robots. We are not using masks. These are real people, real results. Tap into the success stories and make your move. The C is laughing. If you guys have not followed us, follow us now. Olaoluwa's Instagram handle is
Yeah, I'm not an
O_Laolua.
active
Yeah?
person on
Am I
Instagram,
right?
but to be nice to follow me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Uncle
And
Chu, get out.
I'm grateful to be here as well.
Okay.
Hi, Cynthia.
Mm. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so
I
much.
did.
I
Thanks
enjoyed
very
this session.
much.
It's like it should not end. It just
Yeah,
feels like we're
yes,
chatting
I
and
agree.
gisting. Thank you. For those of you that joined late, I'm forming group in the comment section. Please
Let,
rewatch.
let me say
Rewatch.
shout out
Don't
to Adeoye and I think what am I saying here? Shout out to Adeoye.
use that
Adeoye.
day.
Adeoye is an amazing guy.
Okay.
Shout out to Adeoye. Thank
Okay.
you.
Shout out to Adeoye. Hi, Adeoye.
Thank
We'll
you.
see
Thank
you,
you. Keep
Adeoye.
calling his name so that they can know. They can know. Shout out to Adeoye. Yes.
Okay. Adeoye.
All right.
No problem.
Yes,
It was
thank you very much.
enlightening. Thank you so much, Mabel. Thank you everybody for joining. I'll see you next week. Say Saturday, maybe. The flyer, watch out for the flyer. Don't forget to share
Thank
to
you
your
very much.
loved ones.
Bye. Yeah.
Don't be a stranger.
Bye.
Bye. I love how you know, Bye.